Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to review the Now Brigade binding. I rode these bindings on my interior plane project Honolulu, so camper dominant twin park board with my K2 Thraxis at Copper Mountain in some really warm spring-like conditions that range from heavy chunder snow to just completely scraped off and icy and everything in between. Kind of those perfect conditions to get in the park and just put this binding through its paces. Much like other reviews of Now bindings, I'm going to say the same thing. The binding adjustability is pretty damn straightforward. You got little flip cams that you can flip up and twist, unscrew, and reset. You got just multiple places to put the straps. You can adjust the toe ramp. It's pretty straightforward, and if you can't figure it out, there's no hope for you, and you will probably die alone in an apartment full of cats. Don't die alone in an apartment full of cats. The straps are straps. They do their thing for the most part. It's got that EVA foam that'll have a little bit of stretch to it, so it'll contour better around the boot. The toe strap, my gripe, it's not designed to fit snub-nosed boots. It fits more of a pointy-toed boot. So you have to center it if you have a snub-nosed boot just to get it to lock in. Otherwise, these straps work well and they do what you need them to do. The ratchets work, they're smooth, they never locked up. I will say that the release tab kind of sucks. If you're one of those people that's a stickler to find things that aren't exactly the best. Otherwise, they do the job you need them to do. The one thing to note with the Highback this year is they stiffened it up a little bit. I mean, it's not overwhelming, it's not going to overpower you. You're just not going to get as much flex out of it. Now, the cool thing is there's not a lot of natural forward lean in this Highback, so it's almost a true zero, which is nice. I'm one of those guys that doesn't believe in forward lean. Your boot has more than enough. But for those of you that do need forward lean, you can adjust it and get it to do what you need it to do. I just like it at zero, and it was something I noted. So this is a slightly stiffer flexing freestyle binding, and I don't mean it's like all mountain freestyle. It's still freestyle, it's just at the stiffer end of that spectrum. You still get a decent amount of lateral play with it. The skate tech works the way you'd expect it to, driving power towards the toe and the heel when you're steering with it. It's not an overly damp binding, but it's not an overly lively binding. It's kind of just in that middle realm where you want it to be and you be able to play with it. It's a good binding. I'm just going to leave it at that. Now, I've said this before and I'll say it again, and believe me, I believe in skate tech. That power transmission from edge to edge is some of the snappiest you will ever experience in any binding on the market. It just makes sense. When you're pushing down on your toe, that heel's pulling up and staying locked in, so you're getting that flex back and forth. The overall ride of this binding is freestyle focused. You're gonna notice that. So if you're one of those all mountain guys, you might want to upgrade to one of their other bindings. But if you're a park guy that likes to go out on the mountain, should be totally fine for you. As I've said, it's not an overly damp binding and it's not an overly lively binding. I did notice a bunch of chatter underfoot, but that could have been the conditions. It was a little bit chundery and icy out there. This binding is definitely for a higher end freestyle rider, someone that's hitting bigger jumps, someone that wants a little stiffer flex, something with a little more rigidity, but still have some feel underfoot. I like this binding. It does its job. I mean, I wish it was a little more damp, but there's other bindings in their lineup that fit that criteria. Skate tech works. I endorse it. It's not a gimmick. I know someone's going to leave me a comment down below and say this is a gimmick. It's not. It works. Trust me. It makes sense. Overall, this binding is super solid, and for you higher end freestyle riders that want a little bit of more feel underfoot but still have that drive and power, check it out. This has been my review of the Now Brigade. Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? Is this a binding that you're considering? Let me know. Leave a comment down below. Let's engage. Let's have some dialogue. Let's conversate, if we will. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. You don't want to miss any of the videos we got coming out. Trust me, working on a lot of stuff right now. And if you really want to support us, swing over to Angry Snowboarder VIP, see which tier fits you, give us a little bit of support, and maybe we'll make some more content that you know and love. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.